Hey there, fellow debtors. Let's talk about student loans. They're that looming cloud of debt following you around since, well, probably your early 20s. And they're about as fun as a root canal. The good news? There's this thing called student loan forgiveness. It's like a mythical creature, rarely seen but often discussed. But guess what? It's real. And it might just be your ticket out of debt dungeon. Now, before you get too excited, let's be real. It's not a free pass. There are rules, regulations, and enough paperwork to make your head spin. But hey, you're here, which means you're at least curious, right? So buckle up, grab your coffee or maybe something stronger, and let's dive into the wacky world of student loan forgiveness. All right, let's cut to the chase. Who qualifies for this so-called forgiveness? Well, it's not as simple as saying everyone with student loans, although wouldn't that be nice? First off, you gotta be in the right club. We're talking about federal loans here, folks. Sorry, private loan folks, you're on your own. Maybe start a support group, just a thought. Then, there are a bunch of different programs with their own set of hoops to jump through. Public service? Check. Teaching? Check. Working in a job that barely pays the bills but is somehow deemed essential? Check, check, check. There are income-driven repayment plans too, which can eventually lead to forgiveness. Basically, you pay a portion of your income for what feels like an eternity and then, forgiveness. Maybe. Let's dig in. Now for the million-dollar question, or maybe just the $10,000 question depending on your debt, how much can you actually get forgiven? Well, my friend, that's where things get a little murky. Some programs, like public service loan forgiveness, can wipe out your entire remaining balance. That's right, imagine a life without student loan payments. You could finally afford that avocado toast. But other programs? Not so generous. Income-driven repayment plans might forgive some, but probably not all of your debt. And don't even get me started on the interest. Let's just say the longer it takes to forgive, the more you'll likely end up paying overall. The moral of the story? The amount forgiven varies. A lot. It's like a student loan lottery, but instead of winning millions, you win freedom from debt. Sort of. Section 4. Applying for forgiveness. It's easier than you think, probably. Okay, so you figured out if you qualify and how much you might get forgiven. Now what? Time to navigate the bureaucratic labyrinth that is the student loan forgiveness application process. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Okay, maybe it is a little scary, but we're in this together, right? First things first, head over to the Federal Student Aid website. Don't worry, I'll wait. Got it? Good. Now brace yourself for a website that looks like it was designed in the 90s. Once you've recovered from the retro design, start digging through the different forgiveness programs and their requirements. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Employment verification, income documentation, tax returns, maybe even your firstborn child. Just kidding. Maybe. The application itself is pretty straightforward. Fill it out, sign it, and send it off into the abyss. Then, the waiting game begins. And it can be a long wait. We're talking months, maybe even years. Section 5, a word of caution, read the fine print because they always have it. Before you get too excited and start planning your debt-free life, let's talk about the fine print. Because as with most things in life, there's always fine print. First off, forgiveness programs can change. Remember that whole Supreme Court thing? Yeah, that was fun. So, what's eligible today might not be tomorrow. Second, make sure you're meeting all the requirements. Missed a payment? Switched jobs without realizing it disqualified you? Boom, you could be back at square one. And don't forget about taxes. Yep, that's right. The government might try to get their cut of your forgiven debt. Fun times, right? So, before you do anything, read everything, twice. Then call your loan servicer and ask them to explain it all again. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry. Section 6. So you want to be debt-free? Or at least less in debt? Look, I get it. Student loan debt is the worst. It's this heavy weight on your shoulders, holding you back from achieving your dreams. But here's the thing. Forgiveness is possible. It might not be easy, and it might not be pretty, but it's there. So, what are you waiting for? Go forth and conquer that debt, or at least try to chip away at it. Every little bit helps, right? And hey, if all else fails, there's always the lottery. Just kidding. Kind of. Good luck out there, fellow debtors. May the odds of forgiveness be ever in your favor.